My photography is getting really good. I know that sounds crazy, but walk with me. So before my wife and I moved out of Brooklyn, this is pandemic hit hard. I went from essentially shooting 2 to 3 hours a day, 4 days a week in Brooklyn, to just nothingness. And it was kind of tough, but I was in the middle of doing this project on Brooklyn for myself. I sort of reviewed because I've been thinking about resuming the project. And I sort of reviewed the work a few weeks back, and I just sat back and was like, holy shit, this is like really good. Like, I started to come into my own in terms of composition and in terms of storytelling. And I started to really experiment a lot of different disciplines like subframing and using shutter drag to tell story of movement and all this dope shit. And we left Brooklyn because it was a decision that had to be made for the family, and because New York was not the nicest place during the pandemic. And I haven't really done much in a creative sense with my work. I've done some experimenting. I've been doing some product stuff because I've got the studio in the back where I can play around with lights and product stuff. But I think for me, street photography in the creative conversation is my true love. Like, I miss it. And I'm in the middle of Jersey. There's not much street photography to be had, which in itself was a journey for me, because I get a lot of questions from you guys on, well, what do I do when there ain't shit to shoot? And I'd always push back. What do you mean there ain't shit to shoot? There's always something to shoot. Now I kind of get it. Sometimes there ain't shit to shoot. So, couple that with the fact that my professional business as a professional photographer has been ramping up and is bringing me great success, if I may say. I'm really enjoying that. I didn't do much in my creative space until I had a daughter. So this beautiful being is now 6 months old, and I have a weekly cadence where throughout the week I'll have multiple cameras throughout the house, almost one in every floor, and they're there with very intentional placement to capture moments of our family as we grow and we evolve together. And on a weekly basis, I'll take all the cameras, I'll take all the cards, and I'll dump them all, and then I'll cull them. I won't edit, because that was a part of my commitment. I've got all these cameras, each with their own capabilities and each with their own perspectives due to the lenses and their own color science. I don't give a shit about editing. I give a shit about the moment I'm capturing. So I don't really edit. I'll just look to see if the photo's meaningful or not when I cull them. So I do that on a weekly basis. It's a routine for me now. I'll have a cigar, I'll have a scotch, and I'll put the images on a laptop, and then I'll just take my time and go through what I have, and then I'll upload them to the iPhone albums and my OneDrive albums and so on and so forth. And consistently there's this emotion that comes over me when I'm reviewing these photos. And there's a camera enthusiast piece of me that does not recognize this emotion. This emotion is so raw. It's so strong because I'm connecting with the subject that I've captured, and it means the world to me. And I don't give a fuck what camera took it. I don't care what lens was on that camera. I don't care what aperture I use. I don't care what shutter speed I use, what ISO, how much noise. I don't care. The moment that was captured completely floors me in every single one of these images on a weekly basis. And that's for me. And when I put these photos in the album, my wife, I can hear her in the other room going, oh my God. And then when we show them to people who come over, they're just like, oh my God. Like it's a strange place for me as a photographer. I know this place in an inconsistent way. I know this place with some of my work, some of my street photography stuff, some of my portraiture, some of my landscape stuff, or cityscape stuff, or in a city. Sometimes it's awe-inspiring. Other times it's not. And I've been struggling for almost 10 years to get to this place of consistency. And here I am, and I finally figured it out. I know how to use a camera. And I said that the way I wanted to say it. I know how to use a camera, not the camera. I don't care what camera you give me. I know what I need to know. I know the exposure triangle. I know how to maneuver all of that. I know how to edit away my mistakes when I don't get it right in camera. I know all of this. But what I didn't know on a consistent level was your subject is the only fucking thing that matters here. Now I know. Now I can say that because I'm capturing my daughter, my wife, family members, friends as they come over. And the photos are consistently evoking emotions that are just tenfold every time. And it leads me to this place, this reminder that I knew, but I didn't exercise. Therefore, maybe I didn't know. Subject matter is the most important thing that we do as photographers. And it's the basis for storytelling. It's the basis for composition. It's the basis for what shutter speed you're using versus the aperture, and how you're isolating versus the depth of field. Like all these things, if you're not solid with your subject matter, then go fuck yourself with the result. This is the challenge that I'm having now. This is the challenge that I'm trying to incorporate in my professional world, because I am a professional people's photographer. So when I go out to capture someone's birthday party, quinceañeras, a religious event, when I go to capture a corporate event, I need to step into that energy with the foundation that I'm here to capture people's memories. Even though I don't know these people, I got it. I'll make sure when you look back on these photos 10, 15, 20 years from now, there is some emotion to be had here. I got to figure that out. And doubly so for my creative work. Now I'm thinking to myself, when I go back to Brooklyn and I hit the streets with my Fuji again, or my Olympus, it can't be the same. It can't be the same. I need to find the emotion in my work. I need to find the subject. I need to connect with the subject that will allow me to evoke emotion within my work. So yes, my photos are getting really good, but I'm not good enough yet. My name is Ramon. Thank you so much for your time in checking out this video. And if you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up button. Go back, check out a few videos from before. If you like my style, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you around for an extended period of time. And yeah, again, thank you for your time. I'm out of here. Peace.